Today I will tell you about the paper and adaptive speed call list algorithm and its evaluation with experience sampling method. This is ESM. The article is published in 2010. The overview is I will make a fast introduction, then I will present you the related works. There are two features: server on calling patterns and answers of call logs. This is how this idea comes out. And then they have designed an algorithm. This is the recommendation algorithm. They have then the algorithm is verified, evaluated. After them all, I will talk about the result and their conclusion. After the questions part, I will make an article review too. A mobile phone is able to store thousands of contacts, actually, not only the phone numbers. We can store emails or birth dates and everything. But now we are interested in only the phone calls. That's why it says phone numbers. And now there are various methods to select to find someone, via its phone, via its name or surname, or via group filtering. We can do it. The mobile phones has, in general, a recent call list, but we will talk about an adaptive speed call list is possible or not. It is based on outgoing phone logs, and it recommends a list in first page via a desired number you want to call. And these are related works. The first one is a work I found. It depends on the displaying the contacts which are used most. It's not about calling, but it make an attention on unused contacts. And there are smart actions. It is about outgoing communications shortcuts. And there are another one, enhancing mobile phone functionality by call predict list. It predicts which person you can call in next hours. Again, it is based on the outgoing calls. They begin with a survey. It is an online survey, and there are 75 participants, and the users are at least 5. They have used at least for 5 years a mobile phone, and these two of them are important. This is a multi-section question. They search with a name for a callee, or they select it from a number in the recent call list. And then they have some calling patterns. They most of the users, it's about 70%, they have numbers calling regularly, and half of them is parents or lovers or suppose. And then comes friends with a 20%, and the brothers or sisters are coming with 15%. This can lead us to some rules. We are calling people in patterns. We have special time for them, and these rules can lead us to design an algorithm. For example, in this table, we can see there are two persons. On the left side is there a single person considered a graduate student, and here is a married man. And when he calls his mother or his wife, has a specific time, and for the graduate student to call the home or just calling for a chicken dinner, it's a special time. And these logs are done for 20 participants during 3 months. They have really for a long time analyzed. And these ones lead us to life patterns, not only calling patterns. They are already patterns depending on the life. And then they have 5 independent variables: day of week, weekends, or weekdays. Time of the day is important for 3-hour periods. It's, how to say, I call someone at any time, and it is in the middle of this 3-hour. Then we have day parts for 6-hour periods or 5-hour periods. And then for each hour we have a variable. These variables are used by calculating the possible recommendation. And for each of them, they are independently, possibilities are calculated. These calculations are based on Bernoulli's theory. I will not show them here, it's mathematical thing. And here is 2 examples of them. For example, at 5 p.m. I call someone, and this is the recommendation list based on these possibilities. And each possibility is calculated independently each other, but it is calculated from this hour at 5 o'clock. And there is another one at a different time. And now I have a different recommendation list. And they have verified it via participants. They want them to use the split call list. Now, they have compared them. I gathered these values from the article and put them in one table. These are the results. This is the button clicks to make a successful call. And the split call list has the less clicks, but the frequency list belongs to the BlackBerries. It only displays the most frequency called at the top and order them. And it is too near. These results are really near with the frequency list. But already split call list has a better recommendation list than others. And this is from article. From this part, we can see that we can group the users according to their number of clicks, first page hit ratio, or top rank hit ratio. Now, this is more important part of it. It is implemented on Samsung's Blackjack 2. May I show its picture?
I don't know.
Ah, okay.
If you can.
Yeah, I can.
Slide'ın içine import edebilir miyim?
It was synced too bad. That's why I don't know how to do it. Something like that. It is a smartphone, but it isn't.
Badal.
And they have 10 participants, again for 3 months. They have a real-time addition and modification of questions. They can, while they are using this split call list, they can send feedbacks, what they are feeling. And that's why it is using experience sampling method. The device, the split call list is able to do it. But these results are not compared with other lists. And this is how it looks like. Usually a recent call list, this is a recommendation list, and this is recent call list. Oh, vice versa, sorry. And can you see it? And in recent call list we have Milo, it's replicated, but here we have only single recommendations. And they have collected about 700 samples, and 60% of them was successfully attempted a right call recommendation. But it has failed in total 40% actually. the users found, in general, this speed call is helpful, but near the half of them found it useless. And this is their feedback. They mostly enjoy this one, but in this survey there is something, the results are a little bit different. Although they find it helpful, there is, the calculation was too slow, and that's why they have to wait for the recommendation list. And they found most significant part switching between recent call list to recent call list when recommendation phase is important. And calling patterns are really different according to the different lifestyles. They have not implemented this, but they could. So I was really fast, but I don't know whether you have a question about this paper. No? Okay.
So what do you think the bad part could be of changing the speed call list of a person?
First of all, if you are using
what are the limitations?
Okay. On a result call list, I'll always know what will I come. I know who I called it last person or in last week, and this could be a remind for me. But in a split call list, I always meet a different list, and this can confuse me too. It is unaccepted. And a reset call list could be combined with my history. I can remember some event about my call, about the date and something else. And then there's an article review. The reset call list, they have used its most basic recent call list. In 2010, most of the mobile phones able to show a better recent call list without replicating. For example, the BlackBerry's recent call list, and the results are really too similar, and that's why we cannot say it is a really good comparison. And then, if it is helpful, why it is not implemented? This was a question for me. We have Android applications now, iPhone or Windows mobile phone, but we all have always recent call list because the calculation causes a delay, but we don't see any suggestion in the article. And if we thought about many contacts, for example, 300 contacts per a list, and this calculation would take really too much time, independently for 5 variables. Then there is a question, the recent call list is not only for calling. I can do it to remind something, to notice something, or I can use it for other purposes. It depends on the user. And the frequency list of BlackBerry is too near to speed call list. And frequency list don't make calculations much. And it's based on the clicks, because it's a mobile phone with the buttons. But in 2010 we had already mobiles supporting touch screens. And furthermore, speed call list recommends 5 contacts per screen, but we may have larger screens, and with touch screens we can have a more accelerated recommendation list. And for example, the shortcuts, if I'm pressing 1, it calls my best friend, but it takes time to understand I'm pressing it. Then it calls for a recommendation. I have less clicks, but it is long. And if I am calling first one or the confirmation is wrong, it's a risk I have to repeat it again. And my review is finished too. If you have any extra questions, I can answer.
My previous Android phone had frequency called widget, which shows frequently called people with icons, and the size of those icons were related to call frequency. So this could be combined with that, and then that widget can display different things during different times of the day, depending on my mode and position.
Yeah,
it could be tied to the position, to GPS. When I am in the office, I'm gonna call certain different things, so my frequency call list can change.
Yeah, it's widget, but not on recent call list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice idea to do.
Thank you.
Thanks for.
Vision olması şart değil. Oradaki